In this tutorial, we will show you how to modify touchscreen projects in the Touchscreen Designer. We will let Studio generate the baseline working project. Then we will go in and do some common customizations. Even though the example project we use is a commercially focused AV framework user experience, the basic steps are the same and can be applied to any system type. First, to get us started with some things to work with. 1. Create a new system of target type presentation with a DMPS3 4K 150C. 2. Add an Air Media. 3. Add a TSW 760. And a laptop. Four, generate the pages from the Design and Program view. Now that Studio generated our touch panel pages, let's go take a look at the Touchscreen Designer. Once you open the Touchscreen Designer, you will see that it opens as a new tab. This is similar to modern web browsers, where you can have multiple tabs open all at once and quickly switch between tasks. Before we start modifying things, let's get the lay of the land so we know our way around. By default, you will have some tool windows already visible. These can all be hidden, moved around, and resized to whatever works best for you. Let's go over the tool windows. First, let's take a look at Design Explorer. This is the list of pages and subpages in your project. If you click the eye, you can open the subpage or page. Use this for navigating around in your project. You can select any object within the page or add new objects. Control Gallery. This is the list of all the controls, aka objects, that you can add to your page's subpages. If you are already familiar with VT Pro E, this is the same list of Smart Graphics controls. To use an item, simply drag and drop a control onto an open page or subpage. Resource Library. This tool window shows you all custom images and sounds that you have added to this project. Out of all the tool windows, this is probably used the least, since you could add images via other means. So if you want more screen real estate, you could always hide this by clicking the X, and you can bring it back later if you need it. The Properties grid is where you will spend most of your time making visual customizations. When you have an object selected on a subpage, this is where you can change visual properties and join numbers for whatever control or page is selected. For each item you select, the Properties grid will automatically show the appropriate settings per object. Next, we have Programming Editor. Use this tool window to do all of your touchscreen programming. Let's take a look at how to program something from scratch. First, we will go to the Control Gallery and add a button. Note that in practice, it's oftentimes better to just copy and paste an existing object to save time. This will get you the consistent styles already set with a standard size and other properties already set. But to keep it simple for now, we'll just add in a new button. Once it's dropped in, the first thing we almost always need to do is give it one or more join number. Join numbers let the object join a program to tie into either sending a command or receiving some type of feedback. To do so, go to the Properties grid and find Press Digital Join and press the green plus. This will automatically assign the next unused join. You can always type in a join number yourself if you wish to manage the join numbers. Just remember the programming keys off of join number, so many controls in your project can have the same join number. That can work in your favor if you want many things to behave the same, or if you don't manage those numbers correctly, it could have unintentional side effects if you assign a join already in use and then try to program it to do something different. In this case, we also want to control whether or not the button is visible, so we'll add a visibility digital join as well. Now that the object is joined with one or more properties, you now can switch over to the programming editor to assign programming. Note in this case, we join the press digital join and visibility join, so you may choose either from the drop-down list at the top. Now that you have the join type that you want to program selected, go ahead and program the button with a device command, just like you have seen in the other videos. Repeat this procedure for all new controls and all programmable properties that you wish to program. Next, we'll go through a few real-world examples of common things you can customize. First, let's import a custom company logo. To do this, go to Control Gallery and select Images, and then Image Object, and drag it into your page. Now we'll head back over to Properties. The first thing you should do is set the size of the new object to the size of the logo you would like to import. In our cases, it is 200 by 200. In Properties, add Image Style and select Transparent. Then go to the Modes, Mode 0. After, go to Image Type, select Use Custom Image. Under Image Path, select the Image drop-down and select Import. Select the desired logo and press OK. To change the theme of your project, go to Design Explorer and select the main project. Once selected, go to the Properties tab, then Themes. You can now change your theme on a project level. Next, we'll create a mic control pop-up page. To do this, we'll need to be in Design Explorer. To add a subpage, click on the Add Subpage button on the top left. By default, Studio will create a subpage that is the same size as the resolution of our panel. In this case, we will change the size to 1024 by 430. Now that we've added a subpage, click on it and press F2 on your keyboard. This is a global speed key in Windows for rename. Name the subpage Mic Mute Controls. Then, we'll turn on the background color and set it to white. Another useful thing to point out is you can zoom in and out whenever you need to in Design Explorer. Hold down Control on your keyboard and move your mouse wheel in or out. This way, you can adjust the screen perfectly when you're getting ready to design. Now, we'll add buttons to control mute for all of the mics that will be used in this classroom. Go to Control Gallery and drag in an Advanced button. The reason we are using an Advanced button instead of a regular in this situation is we want the button to show different icons in different states, so we'll know whether or not each mic is muted. Set the size of the button in the Properties tab to 70 by 70. In our case, let's go change the style into a transparent Advanced button. Under Icon Style, for our example, we want Media Transports Dark. An Advanced button can have multiple modes, so we'll need to scroll down to modes to program it. In our case, we are only using Mode 0. We are only going to program Normal and Selected in our case. For the normal icon type, we'll need to go to Use Style State. Then, all that is left is to pick the icon we want from the list. Then, we'll repeat the same process for the selected state with a different icon. Instead of manually creating 6 buttons for the 6 mics we need to control, I'm going to copy and paste this button until I have a total of 6 buttons. To copy, right-click and go to Copy, or press Ctrl and C on your keyboard. To paste, press Ctrl and V on your keyboard. The reason we want 6 is we are going to use the 6 buttons to allow the user to mute all 6 mics that are plugged into our processor. Next, we are going to show the auto-align tools that are built into Touchscreen Designer. First, we want to select all of the icons we pasted in. To do this, all you need to do is click and drag. Then, we'll use the Align Top tool. After that, the Space Evenly Across Page tool. In our case, we'll go ahead and center the icons vertically as well. Now, they are all perfectly aligned with almost no effort. Now that we have taken care of aligning them, we will add in text to add a clear description of which mic is being controlled. To do this, we'll scroll down in the resource library for formatted text and add that in. Then, we'll add some text by going to Label in the Properties grid. We'll also change the color. Once we are done with that, we'll select the Mic 1 text, hold down the Shift on the keyboard, and select the first mic icon. Then, we'll use the Align Horizontal Centers tool. Now that we have one icon, we are going to use Copy and Paste as well as the Align tools again to complete the subpage. Then, we'll correct the text. If you want to select all of the items on the page now and shift them in a particular direction, click and drag to select everything, and then use the arrow keys on your keyboard. Next, we'll need to program our buttons. First, we need to assign joins to each one. Use the green plus to add joins to each button. Then we'll head over to Programming Editor. We'll need to change each button model to toggle, since we want to be able to toggle the mutes on and off. Now, we need to add programming. To make it easier, we'll put the word mic in the search commands box on the right. For each mic, we are going to use the mic number mute on digital signal and add it to the Press 1 tab of the button. For the Press 2, we'll add mic number mute off. For feedback, scroll down to Device, select the DMP-S3 4K 300C, and locate the feedback digital signal that is built into the DMPS for each mic. Mic number mute on FB. We'll use the same concept and program the rest of our mic buttons. Once your subpage is complete, we'll need to reference it to our main page. To do this, we'll head over to Design Explorer and click and drag the subpage into our main page. You'll need to open the main page and place the subpage where you would like it to appear. Also, you need to assign a visibility digital join by using the green plus. Then, we'll head over to Design and Program, and then use Home Screen Editor to add this new subpage to our project. Simply select the mic subpage on the left, and press the arrow button to add it to selected items. Then, assign an icon with the drop-down menu. Then build, load, and test out your panel. Once you have built and loaded your panel, you may want to make aesthetic changes based off of how the new subpage looks and fits within the mostly auto-generated design. We want to make the text smaller, the icons larger, and adjust the spacing. First, we'll make the text smaller. To do this, we'll click and drag to select multiple items. Once we have all the text selected, we can easily use the font bar to make all of the text smaller or larger. The same general concept applies to multiple objects of the same type. If I select all 6 of the buttons, I can change all of their sizes at once. After I've made all the changes I want, I will use the auto-align tools we have already used in this video to make it perfect. Before we go, I want to show a visual version of how this would work. I've loaded this file onto my DMPS and opened the VTZ compiled touch panel file as an X panel, so we can see this work without a panel.